Hi there. So, is Ripple price falling down? So that's the question we're going to answer in this session, and let's look at the charts with the Wyckoff patterns. Here, I've added these colorful support resistance lines, so in future it will be easier for everybody when you look at this. So, back to the chart here. Last week we put in some more tags, the yellow ones, not the likely scenario, just a possible the different version, I would say, compared to the blue ones. The blues are still key, or my inclined interpretation of what has happened or what is happening. So here we say, hey, the price has gone to an upwards of the distribution. So a natural course of action would be the price to retreat and then eventually test test support level that it finds sufficient demand. Currently, if we look at the volume, this red bar this week seems to be having much lower volume than what we had before. So if you are seeking for seeing a price rebound, that would be a good sign for you, but we're still not optimistic. We can't be optimistic at the moment, because here, if we look at what happened, it's the price basically gone through this key support at $3.05. It has found a little bit of support at around $2.90, but that's not a major support level. So there was an LPSY over there, and the upwards exchange of between weeks, that's around $2.94. That's one support level, but not a key one. The key one would be this one over here, where we have an LPSY. This LPSY tested this level, and also the buying climax were over there as well. So the major one is still around $2.70. So while it's trying to stay above $3 at the moment, a psychological support, the key is whether it will find support if it comes down. Remember, there is this upward triangle over here, but it doesn't always mean it will go up. The textbook and theory for candlestick patterns, if the price comes here and enters a upward or ascending triangle, it should be a bullish sign. But now that I've mentioned enough times, there are always exceptions. Don't just fixate on what the textbook says. If it really falls outside of this upward channel, it will require some time to build up a new channel. So that's the key thing. If it really comes down, tests this line, and then eventually drops outside of the upward channel. But it hasn't happened yet. It's just one of the possibilities. So don't be too pessimistic at the moment. While it's natural to see a price drop, there are still opportunities for these LPSY to happen. So it may come down to show us this. I would consider an automatic reaction also after an upwards. There is still opportunity for some rebound along the way before a full price retreat. So we have to go back to very early days to see something like this, because for Ripple, the early days legal or regulatory stuff that caused it to be suppressed for so long, we don't have a really good reference. But over here we can see after the upwards, there were drastic price moves downwards, and then eventually it climbed back to some LPSY before it enters the accumulation cycle. So that's one way things can happen. Drastic drop, and then LPSY, and then eventually accumulation. Or it can just rebound and trade horizontally for those LPSYs, and then eventually gradually dies down. That's the other way for things to happen. But for now, focus on this upward channel. If it continues to stay within the channel, that's a good sign for the bulls. If it doesn't, then the bears will be having their party. So going to the daily chart, here it already happened. Last week we put in a tag here saying, hey, is it showing us an automatic reaction from the buying climax? And it did show us that. So basically, last Friday, the day we had the session, we put in this tag and it rebounded from the automatic reaction, and that's the LPSY. We don't have the tag here, so I just borrowed this and just add the last point of supply, the L, over there. And now it's coming even further down. If this is a sign of weakness, again let's borrow this tag. If it finds support around this blue line, remember the line can be very thick, so it's right now I'm putting it at like $3.05 because just by looking at some of the candles here, and you see some of those get quite deeper, so it can be somewhere around $3 to $3.05. So it's trying to find support at this price range, and we see quite a bit of buying here. If we look at the tail at this point, that means there, plus the volume at the bottom here, there are quite a bit of people buying this dip and trying to push the price back to above $3. So whether there's sufficient demand to get this supporting force continue, that's very key. If not, it's going to come down to test this light blue support line that's around $2.70. And again, there's a upward or ascending triangle here. If the price today or this week doesn't return to above the blue line, then it's going to the Z very tip, and always is only two options here. Either it climbs back up or it falls outside of this channel. Falling outside of this channel, this upward channel, means something bigger than breaking the resistance above, because going above means there might be some horizontal trading activities before it comes to the decision point to break above the 3.55 or comes outside of the channel. So here we're getting closer and closer to that point. So by the end of this month, it doesn't always get to the very tip, so it can happen anytime in a week or two time that a breakout of price movement happen. So I just want to quickly check one thing, the corner squeeze. So this corner squeeze, if you're new to this, basically it means when the purple lines gets into the orange, there will be a drastic price move. Very likely there will be a drastic price move very soon. So an example here is this period. During the accumulation, you see the purple lines got into the orange, and that's during the entire June almost, and then on the 8th or 9th this drastic price surge happened. Right now the purple is coming down and this one has already entered the orange. I remember I already said in the daily things happen very quickly, so if the price continues to stay somewhere around this blue line, this top edge will come down very quickly and enters, that means the purple enters this orange. It's probably coming in the next few days. So what would happen? Going up is only just one example. I'm going to show you another one. You see somewhere here, this was another squeeze with a drastic price drop. Likewise over here. So it signals both up and down drastic price moves, not only up or down. it can be either way. So if, according to the Wyckoff pattern, if the squeeze is really happening in the next few days, and if this is a sign of weakness, hopefully it will have a rebound from this blue line and goes up and show us a second test or even an upthrust. That's the positive scenario. The negative scenario for the drastic price move would be it comes down quickly to test this upward channel and might be even go like falls through that and test the green. So that's the negative scenario. So be prepared for either case to happen. When we look at the chart, the volume themselves, the selling isn't very crazy. So hopefully, like compared to these periods with higher red bars, hopefully it's more the positive case instead of negative. So I hope it will find support these 2 days and then show us either a second test or even an upthrust. So second test or upthrust. Hopefully next week when we come back, the line or the candlestick is somewhere around here instead of somewhere down there at the green. So that's it for report.